I don't understand the complaint. Like, Call of Duty community is very allergic to just having different type of environments in their games. I don't know why, especially Warzone community. Like, I mean, crap, Warzone was literally gray and brown. That's the only colors that were there, but Verdansk was the best thing ever, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lockdown Player, a gaming podcast where I talk about, you guessed it, Call of Duty. Whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone, there's always something to talk about, and I hope you will enjoy my discussions that I always have regarding this gaming franchise. This is episode 6, May 26th. My name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier, and today we're gonna be talking about, obviously, Call of Duty, but more precisely, Black Ops 6 was announced. Season 4 information was released early because Activision is worried about X-Defiant. So, good for us. So, we're gonna discuss everything that was announced. Oh, of course, we're gonna talk about the World Series of Warzone. I want to mention that a little bit. So, we're gonna try to squeeze everything into this 1-hour episode and see how it goes. But before we do any of that, if you listen to any Lockdown Player episodes before, you will know where to go. I don't have to tell you anything. But for new listeners, first and foremost, welcome to the show. And start of each episode, I do this thing called Housekeeping. It's basically announcements, reminders, or anything important I want to say before we continue to our Call of Duty discussions. So, first and foremost, we have timecodes available in the description. If you're listening on Spotify or watch on YouTube, timecodes should display right in front of your screen. It's there to make your listening experience so much better, easier, and I understand that not everyone has like an hour to spare to listen to some guy talk about Call of Duty. I get that. So, timecodes are there for a reason, use them. And, of course, I have social media, it's all in the description, I'm not gonna say much about that. We also have a Google Forms document in the description, so if you have any feedback, questions, or just want to straight up send us insults or compliments about me or the show. If you don't have a social media account and you don't want to email us or whatever the case may be, you can click on that Google Forms document that is in the description and write anything that is on your mind, and I will read that feedback out. You know, if it's really good, I'll read it for the next episode and all that kind of stuff. So it's there to give us feedback, questions, or just whatever. You want to insult us, it's okay. It's there to remove the friction between me and the listener. So, like I say, if you don't have a social media account or you don't want to email us, Google Forms document is there. It's anonymous. You don't even need a Google account. You could just click on the link and just start writing. It's that easy. It's the easiest thing ever. Like the easiest thing ever. And of course, most important thing, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. If it wasn't for Patreon, I doubt I'll be starting another podcast about Call of Duty, but hey, here we are. I'm hosting a Call of Duty podcast, and this is episode 6. So I think we're doing pretty well. So Patreon been helping us so much regarding all the content me and my friends been making, so any little bit of support always helps in the long run. The obvious thing, of course, regardless what tier you subscribe, you will get early access to future Lockdown Player episodes ad-free, meaning if you're listening to this on Patreon, you won't be hearing this housekeeping bit. You will straight go to the meat and potatoes of the particular episode. And anyone that subscribes, to the main tier of our Patreon, you will also get access to our exclusive Patreon podcast called Live Gaming Gathering Extra. And it's a podcast series where, we make two or three times a month. We have a lot of things to say. We always have, things to talk about. It's basically me and my friends talk about the gaming industry. Some of us worked in the gaming industry. Some of us are still active in the gaming industry. And we always have discussions about that stupid industry. That is the crazy world of, video games. Serious or not serious. Depends on the topic. What depends on what's happening in the world of gaming. And it's basically one of the best episodes we ever do because it's just us being us. It's just me and my friends being ourselves, being free from, how on Spotify or YouTube you have to follow guidelines and everything, don't swear or whatever the case may be. There we're just whatever comes to our mind, we say it because it's just us being us. And we talk about video games because, like I said, we either worked in the gaming industry or we're still active in the gaming industry, and we have a lot of things to say because we have a lot of experience in that industry, so we talk about it. And I think it's one of the best episodes we ever do. So if you enjoy a Lockdown Player, then I recommend to check out Patreon for extra content that you might be seeking. And if you're not interested in that podcast, all good. We have a lot of other stuff like behind the scenes or live streams and some longer videos that are now available on my YouTube channel. There's always something to everyone, for everyone to check out, and yeah, it's extra content, And if you're not sure about supporting us and you have no idea if it's worth it, we offer a free trial for Gold tier subscribers, which is the main tier, because we believe that we make an amazing content, we believe that we make amazing stuff there, and we believe that you're gonna stay after the free trial ends. I would not be offering a free trial to our Patreon if I would not believe that we're making some amazing stuff, because I believe that you will stay and you will enjoy the content we have to offer. And there's a lot we have to offer. We've been running the Patreon for a year now, and it's going really, really well. So, and to give you an example what kind of show we're hosting on Patreon, here's a clip from one of our recent episodes that we posted a couple of days ago.
So wait a minute, are we doing? So wait a minute, what they're basically doing is they took the first 15 minutes of Monty Python and the Meaning of Life and turned it into a video game.
Yep.
That is fucking amazing.
So, Ray, when you load into the game, like when you load into a match, right? You have these commentators, like in the finals, right? Telling you, it's like a sports event, right? It's like a sports event happening, right?
In this corner, representing ABC, aka Google.
Yeah. So it's basically.
Oh, that sounds amazeballs. I fucking wanted it in my life.
It's basically corporations fighting each other, and the way the commentators is saying, like, oh, this. Some dinosaur oil company. It's like this this other company is accusing this company for charging too much for the energy, while the other company that provides energy says they use too much energy, and they literally commented saying that. And it's basically like a sport match. You have sponsors everywhere. The commentator is saying the sponsors. For example, when you respawn, the commentator says, "Today's respawns are brought to you by some company name."
Oh my god!
It's like healing.
I want to see them take it. I want to see them take this the next step. All right, I want DLCs. I want regional DLCs for this game. And when I say regional, I mean like I want a British UK DLC where everybody speaks in like that British moniker.
Patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier. All right, my fellow casuals and sweatlords and queens, mostly queens actually, because you're all pretty to me. Let's talk about Call of Duty and what's been happening lately. So, a lot of things got announced, a lot of things got leaked or shown, and we're gonna start with the obvious thing, of course. Black Ops 6. So, we got details about Black Ops 6. The developers are Treyarch, of course, and they're being helped by Raven Software. So, Treyarch is doing the multiplayer, and Raven Software is doing the single player, from the reports we be getting. Well, Raven confirmed that they're actually involved, so yeah, basically the leaks are correct, everything, that's how it is. Treyarch is making the multiplayer and Raven is doing the single player. So, the game is indeed called Black Ops 6. I will say straight away, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, I've been listening to a lot of opinions about all of this, and people say, yeah, it's a clean name, it's a good name and everything. I'm like, I think it's a shit name. I mean, if you've been listening to me for ages and you've been listening to my other podcast or listening to a Patreon or I've been following my YouTube channel for ages, you know how I feel about names that make no freaking sense. They're marketable names in some shape or form, I get it, but sometimes marketing are trying to be too fucking clever, too fucking direct. I'm like, really? That's the best name you could come up with? And now we have Black Ops 6. It's like, that meme like, oh, we're gonna have Call of Duty like Black Ops 26 or, or whatever, how many Black Ops games we're going to have in the future, how many Modern Warfare games we're going to have in the future, whatever the case may be. And just the fact that, like, yeah, it's called Black Ops 6, I find that really dumb. But, whatever, we have Black Ops 6. So I heard some rumblings like, oh, is this connected to to Modern Warfare somehow, or Warzone, whatever? Like, no, this is just... Actually, wait, now I'm thinking about Black Ops 6, right? So, let me get this straight. So, we have Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Then we have Black Ops 4 that is a prequel to Black Ops 3. And now we have Black Ops 6 because we skipped number 5, which is Black Ops 6 is a prequel to Black Ops 2. Yeah, so you understand why the name is garbage and stupid? Yes, it's garbage and stupid. I'm sorry. Like, I understand if you enjoy the games and everything, that's fine. But listen, I enjoy Battlefield, but I will not. I will rip a new asshole for Battlefield for the naming schemes and everything. You know, Battlefield 5. It's not Battlefield 5. It's a prequel, but it's not. Like, stupid, dumb. With Black Ops 6 is the same thing. Just like, it's a prequel, but it's a sequel, and it's not 5 because Cold War was 5. It's stupid. It's just such a stupid name. But anyway, the name is not what makes the games good. But like I said in previous episodes, I never liked Black Ops 6 for Black Ops. I never liked Black Ops games in general because they were not my type of games. But you also should listen to episode 1 for context. Why I mean that I never really liked Black Ops games. But it's a new leadership at the studio, new engine, and smooth transition in Warzone, unlike Cold War was. Maybe this time around, Black Ops game will be really good and I will actually enjoy it. You know, for a guy that never liked Black Ops games, you know, as a guy that never liked Black Ops games for many reasons, I'm actually excited for this one because of the new engine. I know the game is not gonna look like crap. Apparently, they had 4 years to develop, and one of the developers said they've been playtesting this for 2 years. I mean, people took it like, oh, we've been playtesting for 2 years. That means this game should be good and everything. Well, I expect to be good regardless, but playtesting could be pretty much anything. It just depends what you call playtesting, you know? It could be an alpha playtesting, or it could be, you know, beta playtesting, or whatever the case may be. Like, don't take the words the developers say as some sort of proof that the game is going to be good or whatever, because it could mean a lot of things. So, you know, it just depends on the perspective. But I'm actually really excited for this game because, like I said, new engine, everything is in one, like, unified engine. The game is going to look great visually. We'll see how the gameplay is, and yeah, for some reason I just have a feeling this might be a good Call of Duty game because there's a lot of stuff around it that supports it. Like, yeah, this should be a good Call of Duty game. Sure, shit name, I get it, but hey. And apparently, according to the reports and everything, Black Ops 6 campaign is reportedly gonna be like a first, you know, a proper open world Call of Duty campaign, and it's basically developed by Raven Software. And a lot of people say like, oh, it's gonna be another Modern Warfare 3 type of thing, you know, DMZ applied to single player missions or whatever the case may be. I don't think so. I think it's kind of weird it's gonna be open world, but at the same time, it could be really good, depending how it's done. And if it's Raven Software, I'm pretty sure they can, you know, with their experience with Warzone and everything, I'm pretty sure they can make something that is good, that is not Warzone copy-paste, right, or whatever the case may be. I have a feeling it might be good. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm cautiously optimistic about this game. Marketing-wise, though, okay, this is where people are gonna lose me. Marketing for Black Ops games always been very edgy, very deep. Their plot points usually are not that deep whatsoever. So the marketing of the game is like really dark and deep, and everything's like, yeah, like, oh my god, they might do that and everything's like, oh my god, it's gonna be like, not revolutionary, more like, you know how Modern Warfare caused Sir with the No Russian mission? So Black Ops games are basically that, like, oh, you won't believe what we're doing for this game. And when you play the video game, when you play a Black Ops single player game or whatever the case may be, the plot itself is now deeper than Michael Bay's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen or some crap. You know, I'm sorry, Black Ops games, when it comes to story, are so generic and basic and stupid. I'm like, why do people care? You know, with Modern Warfare original trilogy, I get that. With the reboot version, the first Modern Warfare, 2019 Modern Warfare, was good. Second one was Third one, you all have opinions about it, but I liked it for different reasons that you guys might be hating it. which that doesn't matter anyway. But Black Ops games always, they never had a good plot. I'm sorry, they never had a good. The marketing is amazing, but when the game itself came out, every game that came out since then, I don't think they were good. I think it was just garbage. I think it was just overrated nonsense. Plot is basically nonsensical sometimes. They never explore the deep meaning of their period, even though their marketing is selling like a completely different game. Yeah, seriously, marketing is selling a completely different game. But, ignoring all of that, the time period that they chose for this game is kind of barely explored by a lot of developers. But by a lot of studios do not touch that period for some reason. And it's kind of will be nice just to go back to that time period and, with a new engine and more than AAA mechanics, more than Call of Duty mechanics and everything, just go back to that same period that is not really explored by a lot of gaming studios. You would imagine, for example, Battlefield would cross that line and explode that period, but no, a lot of games don't do that. It's very rare where you're gonna get like an 80s or 90s type of game. It's kind of weird, but here we are. We're gonna get a proper AAA experience in this time period, and I'm kind of really looking forward to it. I'm just curious what they have cooking there, so let's hope it's gonna go well. Now, of course, a lot of people debating if Warzone will have a reset with this new game. I don't think it will, but I'm still have questions about the weapons. Are we just gonna, slap weapons on top of Warzone with Modern Warfare weapons on top and everything? I already said in the previous episode, I think it was like episode 4 or 5, I can't remember. I think it was 4. What are they gonna do with so many weapons? Are we just gonna slap weapons on top and just continue releasing new weapons? I really think we have too many weapons. I really do. But that's a different topic for another day. But yeah, Black Ops 6 was announced. I'm cautiously optimistic. But marketing it's always edgy and deep and everything, and people are already speculating, oh, maybe we're gonna be like have like a 9/11 mission or something like that. I'm like, even if they do, it's gonna be so tame and so boring. You just like it's not gonna be fun or interesting or meaningful, because, like I said, marketing selling a completely different game. But in reality, when you're playing the game, the plot of the game is just really not that deep, and it's really simple, basic plot that has, I have nothing too much to say about it, because it's just, maybe it will be good this time, but we'll see. Right, let's talk about Season 4. So, originally, back in the day, we usually get like a blog post like a week before the new season starts. We got this like a week and a half earlier than it's supposed to be. Like, usually they release like a blog on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever the case may be. This time we got it like on Monday. So, and the reason we got on Monday is because X-Defiant's release was happening on Tuesday. So, they literally dropped a roadmap, a blog post and everything on Monday. So people are talking about Call of Duty instead of focusing on X-Defiant. Even right now, they have like a triple XP happening right now in the game without even saying anything, without even announcing. I mean, I think they announced now, but it's like 2 days in, it's like, yeah, we're not saying anything, it's just triple XP happening. So that means, if it's not announced or whatever, that means it was like a sudden decision, and marketing or whatever, or whoever was responsible for updating the community about anything, they did not get the memo quick enough, because it was a sudden decision. So yeah, so they're clearly worried about X-Defiant taking some of that audience away, so, which is funny. But yeah, Season 4 was announced. We have a roadmap and everything. Okay, so I can talk about for example, the trailer. So, Season 4 trailer came out, and I'll just say, I love the editing in it. As an editor myself that made video game trailers and everything, with millions of views and everything, I think it was a really good trailer. I know art when I see it. Editing in that trailer was masterful and amazing and everything. But of course, let's let's discuss the obvious. Is Soap alive? Because he is probably in the trailer. He's talking in the trailer, and people are like, "Oh, so they shot him in the head. They spread his ashes and everything. But my dude is alive." Okay, I will tell you this. I don't think he's alive because the way they say in the blog post, he's still dead. Also, Warzone multiplayer is not really canon, so you should not treat them as like one singular, storyline or whatever you want to call it. It's Warzone seasons or multiplayer seasons, whatever you call them. They're just there to sell skins. But what confuses me most on why they're making the story or background lore in the trailer while Soap is speaking. Soap is speaking about like, oh, something's happening and all that kind of stuff. Why do you take so much effort to do that for a trailer if he's already dead and he's not taking part in whatever this is? Unless this is a prequel to whatever, to the Modern Warfare 3 events, but that doesn't really make sense anymore. Or this is the zombies storyline they're just going with because fuck the storyline, fuck zombies, or whatever the case may be. We just want to sell some skins. We don't really care. Which I get that. It also could be true. But I understand you want like a team for the season and everything. But it just, when you include Soap, as the main character, and he has voice lines and explain what's happening, it just makes people even more confused. It just makes it more confused. Well, Soap is dead, for sure, because, for example, this is not the same situation as with Alex in Modern Warfare 2.19, because Alex in Modern Warfare 19, single player, when he sacrifices himself to destroy the factory and everything, we don't see him die. You see him running away, but you never see him die. So that means he's technically alive or dead. You don't know if he's alive or dead, because it just depends what the writers will come up with. But because you never see him die, you never see his body or whatever happened, there's always some sort of explanation how he could have survived. You can come up with an explanation how he survived all that explosion and everything. Maybe he found a secret bunker, or whatever the case may be, or a secret door. You can do that. If you never seen the body or how the person died, you can bring him back and say he survived. It's a really interesting writing technique that a lot of writers in Hollywood or video games, they use that for obvious reasons because it does make sense. With Soap though, my dude gets shot in the head, point blank. And you saw his ashes being spread everywhere at the end of the single player of Modern Warfare 3. My dude's dead. You can't bring him back. Under no circumstances you're gonna bring him back. In zombies, sure. Oh, it's a clone or whatever, sure. But zombies, who gives a shit? Zombies lore, it's so convoluted and dumb. I don't care. I'm sorry. I really don't care about zombies. I think the whole people losing their mind like, oh my god, it's a cutscene, a really cool cutscene for zombies. I'm like, oh, who the hell cares? So maybe Soap is alive in the zombie thing. Sure, maybe. I just don't. I don't know. Right. So let me look at the roadmap quickly. I should open the freaking roadmap before. Anyway, okay. So I'm looking at the roadmap quickly. So, new modes, buyback solos, I really don't care. I think it's, people really losing their shit. They're like, oh, this amazing mode and everything. You just don't have a gulag in the mode, that's all. I don't think it's a deep mode or different from any Battle Royale mode. It just makes it, I'm sorry, I don't get it. Anyway, new features, Warzone rewards, okay, so basically you have new rewards and everything, that's cool. Gulag variants, yeah, that's cool, sure, whatever. Bunkers update, don't care. Specialist perk package and Foresight Killstreak is available finally in the Battle Royale section, as I said in a couple of episodes ago. I don't know why these perks or killstreaks and everything supposed to be exclusive to Resurgence. So I'm glad they bring it. I'm glad they bring it to Battle Royale. That's great. Runaway Train public event, POI update for Popov, why I don't know what to call it. I keep forgetting. I have a brain fog. Anyway, there's like a PO update for the Popov electrical thingy. I don't think it's gonna be that deep, so don't. I will see, but I don't know. News mid-season. Actually, no, that's not important. Resurgence through. Okay, no, I'm gonna talk about that later. Okay, so new maps for multiplayer. Tokyo, Paris, they looked fine. That's fine. There's a new in-season map called Incline. New modes for multiplayer, cool, whatever. New perks, new kill streaks, zombies in season, something, Rift, Unstable Rift, some Gundam stuff happening, and all that kind of stuff. Sure. New vehicle, battle pass stuff, that's cool. So the weapon, for example, the weapons. So, of course, the main point people are excited for is Kar 98 is returning. It's the marksman rifle category, and I really don't care, honestly, I'll be honest, I really don't care. I've said it so many times, we're getting so many guns, we already have so many, guns and everything in the game, and I rather them to do like, I like to see them to focus on balancing changes and everything. That's more important than introducing more bloat into the game. Oh, we have a new marksman rifle, Kar 98. It's not the same Kar 98 from Warzone 1, or whatever the case may be. It might feel the same. I've seen the gameplay of it. Animations are exactly the same, which is fine, great. People will get a bit of nostalgia from that. But I'm sorry, we have so many guns in the game. I really, really don't care. It's just one of those things like, it's just so much. So I rather let them focus on balancing all the different guns to make them more unique and different than introducing more guns. We have so many guns. I'm just like, can we stop at one point? It gets a bit too much. I really don't like it. But yeah, that's the multiplayer section of all the stuff. And yeah, I mean, as usual, Sledgehammer Games are really good at producing content for their live service game. If you're a multiplayer player, you're basically balling. You're having a good time with multiplayer, and I can't say much about it. It's an amazing live service game. It's an amazing live service game that a lot of people are enjoying it. People that don't like Warzone or Resurgence or whatever the case may be. Multiplayer, the typical Call of Duty experience, they have a really amazing experience. And I have to admit, multiplayer experience is really good. I really enjoyed, the remaster maps, the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps, and I really like the new maps that are being releasing. Granted, I do not like that the majority of them are very small maps. Like we're talking like, not shipment type of level maps, but something like that. And I'm glad that Tokyo and Paris are somewhat typical 6-on-6, somewhat medium type of maps, medium-sized maps. And I'm glad about that, because I really don't like just play small maps all the time. And I know that multiplayer section for a lot of people is just a unlock simulator for Warzone. I get that. But sometimes I just want to shoot some people normally and play a normal round of Call of Duty, right? In a proper 6-on-6 environment. I don't want to do... Yeah, I will level up the weapons, but I want to do it properly, right? That's why the camo grind in Modern Warfare 3 was really fun, because we did not have Warzone. It was like a month before Warzone, we got Urzistan. It's just like, yeah, you play on those OG Modern Warfare 2 maps, and you're just doing the camo grind, on those maps. It was great, because all the maps were like, there was a bit different variety in those maps, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad that Tokyo and Paris are like a typical Call of Duty map. It's not too small, and it's not too big, and I'm glad about that. And I will level up my weapon playing those maps. So I'm gonna play with the Kar 98 or whatever the case may be. I'll play on those maps and I will have fun. So let me have a quick sip of water. Okay. So when it comes to Warzone, we're getting some Warzone rewards. So basically the same thing we have in multiplayer. If not identical, the same thing. which is fantastic. We get some challenges, we get some coin cards, XP tokens, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's a blueprint, God knows. It depends what they're gonna include in those rewards, but it's a great idea. I'm glad they are doing that, and Warzone really needed that. Like I said before, they finally added Resurgence exclusive items into Battle Royale. Specialist, I have no opinion, Foresight lets you see the future circles, which is actually awesome. And this is the one that is controversial one though. Unlimited tax sprint boots. So I was thinking about this really carefully. So what tax sprint boots are? This boots or perk, whatever you call it, is gonna be available only in the bunkers of Uzbekistan, and what they basically give you is unlimited tac sprint. So when you do like the tactical sprint, you go like the fastest you ever been, like you go fast for like 5 or 10 seconds. I can't remember what was the period, but basically your tactical sprinting, not the default sprinting, the actual fast tactical sprinting, you get unlimited speed for that, as in not speed, as in duration. So you can always tactically sprint with that. I personally would love to see that as a permanent perk in Warzone, because for me it doesn't really make sense on balancing multiplayer gameplay with Warzone gameplay to be kind of the same. I kind of get the idea why they want to do that, but I personally would love to see them to include it as a permanent perk, or replace double time perk. Replace double time perk with tactical sprinting, unlimited tactical sprinting, and call it something else. I would love to see that. If that's a perk, I'm so using that because that's amazing. But because it's only a separate thing that you can only find in burgers, a lot of people discussing, maybe it's for testing and see how people react to it. I don't think so. I really don't think they don't want to have a limited tac sprint in Warzone, because developers probably see that something might go a bit too much. Maybe the game might be too fast, or whatever the case may be. And I kind of get the concerns. But then again, you can have a playlist, testing playlist like you did before with the, what's it called, covert extract or something like that. You had a playlist for that. So why not have a playlist, in Warzone where everyone has unlimited tac sprint, and just to see how people react to it? Why not do that? So I have a feeling they don't want to include it as a permanent perk, but I would love to see it. But I do understand like people saying that it might get too fast in some cases. But yeah, it's one of those things that I would like to have it, but I understand why developers probably don't want to have it. So a limited tac sprint could be a bit too OP. But we'll see how it goes. That perk is in the bunkers, and yeah, maybe it's gonna be good. We'll see. Right, the most sport, okay, Gulag variants, don't care about that. Yeah, okay, we can talk about this. Ashika Island. So when you listen to this podcast, when it's gonna come out on Tuesday. You'll have like, I think 24 hours, before the new season starts. And they'll be removing Ashika Island from rotation forever. My opinion about Ashika Island is, I had a lot of fun with Ashika Island. I think it's a good map. I understand it's not perfect. The middle of Ashika Island with the castle, is really shit. I agree. It's not a perfect map regarding that. It's shit. But I think Ashika Island is a really good Resurgence map, even though I don't enjoy Resurgence that much. I think it's a good map. I think it's more interesting than Rebirth Island. Rebirth Island is good, but I think Ashika is more unique from, like, here's the thing with Resurgence maps, or any maps in general. When I play a multiplayer shooter, regardless if it's Warzone or multiplayer, whatever the case may be, I want variety in my maps. I don't want to play the same map over and over again. Even if it's a different mode or whatever the case may be, I don't want to play the same map over and over again. I would love to have, for example, different Battle Royale maps in rotation. That would be great, but we don't. I don't know why. But we do have Resurgence maps in rotation that different. Also, you can have a rotation with Resurgence maps because, like, with Ashika Island, it's like, what, 3 maps? You know, Ashika, Vondel, and Rebirth. Oh, sorry, 4. And Fortune's Keep. So we have 4 maps in rotation. And they're gonna remove Ashika Island from rotation because people don't enjoy it, apparently. Yeah. From what I've seen, the problem with Raven and Sledgehammer usually, they want to talk to the community, and the community is usually shouting into their faces why something is bad or wrong or whatever the case may be. They kind of listen and they either remove it or improve it. With Ashika Island, I've seen a lot of complaints from Call of Duty community, and I personally found them really dumb complaints. And one of the most popular complaints about Ashika Island I heard is basically, it's very depressing and gloomy map. Okay. I really don't understand that complaint. I really don't. I really don't understand the complaint that, oh, it's a moody map. Well, there's Vondel, there's Fortune's Keep, there's Rebirth Island. Basically 3 sunny maps. They're technically sunny maps. And then people complain that Ashika is not a sunny map. I don't understand the complaint. Like, Call of Duty community is very allergic to just having different type of environments in their games. I don't know why, especially Warzone community. Like, I mean, crap, Warzone was literally gray and brown. That's the only colors that were there, but Verdansk was the best thing ever, you know? And people complain about that Ashika Island is not sunny. It's depressing or whatever the case. It's cloudy, it's gloomy and everything. Good. It's different from everything, all the different maps. Like, you don't want to play the same maps over and over again. You don't want to play on the same sunny map, you know, the same colors and everything. I don't understand here's the thing about the community. I don't understand when they complain that the maps are, you know, gloomy. Well, yeah, that's the theme they were going for. That's the idea behind it. Hey, this was supposed to be a holiday resort, you know. This was supposed to be a holiday resort, you know, for people, but then something happened and people don't, you know, it's not a holiday resort anymore. Shadow Company, whoever took, you know, control of it or whatever the case may be, and it's basically a war zone now. It makes sense. It makes sense. You have like unfinished, you know, construction happening and everything somewhere, or a ship crashed, or whatever the case may be. It was supposed to be a holiday resort, but it's not a resort anymore, and that's what they're trying to go for. The ideas, like listen, this is supposed to be a nice, you know, a nice looking holiday destination, but it's not. Everything is destroyed, gloomy, or whatever the case may be. That's the point. You know, people say, oh, they could. I mean, sure. The thing, the community is right about one thing. If something is wrong with the map, Raven could have literally taken the map and update it, but they just straight up remove it from the game. They don't say anything. They're gonna I asked them, like, literally on the social media, are you gonna improve it? Are you gonna do changes? Are you gonna do anything? Are you just gonna straight up remove it? And they're gonna just straight up remove it, which I don't understand that thinking. Like, if people really don't like the map, okay, sure, change it into a day map, you know, change it into like a sunny map, or whatever the case may be. Sure, change it. Sure, if community is so allergic to aesthetics like that, sure, change it. But they not even do that, they just straight up remove it. I mean, sure, it does free up some space on your game, but by how much? 5 gigabytes? By how much you're gonna, you know, free up that space in the game? I don't know. I mean, sure, maybe that way maybe they're allowed to add another map, maybe. I just don't understand that Ashika, like, complaints and everything. Yeah, the middle part of the Ashika is not that great, but you want to tell me it's the worst thing ever? People think it's the worst thing ever because it's gloomy. I'm sorry, I don't understand that. I really don't understand the complaints. Oh, it's gloomy. You want variety in your multiplayer maps. You really want variety. Do you really want to play the same sunny, boring, static lighting maps? Every map is supposed to be the same, but just different layout. It's boring. I'm sorry, it's just boring. You know, competitive, sure. If it's a ranked mode or whatever, sure, make it sunny, make it visible as ever. Because as a guy that loves competitive and plays ranked, yes, I get that. Make it, you know, as light as possible so everyone can, like, yeah, makes sense. I will not argue with that. But when it comes to pubs, yeah, make it a bit gloomy. Make it like, you know, a bit blue and rainy and everything. Make it. That's the point. That's what the artists want to do. That's the impression they want to feel when playing this map. Because like, oh, this was supposed, like I said, that's supposed to be a holidays run, but it's not anymore. It everything went to shit. There's nothing wrong with that. That's artistic intention there. It's not changing the gameplay. Just because you change the night sky, you know, the skybox from, you know, rainy to daylight, what, suddenly the map is great? No, it's gonna be the same fucking map, the same gameplay. So what's the problem? And I really don't understand. So I'm kind of angry that they removing Ashika from the rotation, because I think it's a really good map that deserves to be in the rotation. But they removed it, so I guess it is. It is what it is, I guess. So play Ashika while you can, because I am really sad they're removing it. Right, what else we have here? Okay, so we have ranked. Okay, so we can talk about the World Series of Warzone. So World Series of Warzone is the event that happens every year. Basically, it's like Call of Duty Championship, basically, for Warzone. Warzone Championship, you know, World Championship, and a lot of people speculating if it's happening for this year because there was no mention of anything whatsoever. So they finally announced it last week. As I recorded a podcast, as I recorded the episode last week, they released a blog post and a trailer and everything announcing World Series of Warzone the next day. And I was like, oh, I could literally mention in the podcast, you know, but it was a bit late. And they announced it. The open qualifiers, when you're going to be listening to this on Spotify, Patreon been getting early access, so they already know it's happening right now, the open qualifiers. But the open qualifiers would end when you're going to listen this on the public episodes. I'm taking part in the World Series of Warzone. I'm not there to qualify, don't get me wrong. I'm not an esports ready, you know, athlete or whatever. I'm not. But I found some couple of people that want to, you know, squad up, and we're doing our best to finish in the top 1,000, top 500. You know, we're good enough players, so we want to see how high we can go. You know, that's kind of the idea, because we love the idea of competing, so we want to participate, and we having a lot of fun. It is a bit, people try to cheat the system and everything. It is annoying, but the World Series of Warzone itself, you know, the event itself, I think it's a really fun experience. I think you should give it a go. Well, if you listen to the Patreon, I think you should give it a go. You have, like, 24 hours to register and do your 10 best games. But I'm having fun, and it's a really fun experience. A lot of people complain that, like, oh wow, there's only like a week to find a team and try to qualify. And basically, they did some improvements to the system, how the World Series of Warzone work. So last year was like open qualifiers and invitational, and it was kind of shit. I don't like that. This year, it's purely open qualifiers. There's no invitations, there's no invites or anything. If you're good enough, you have to qualify. That's the gist of it, and I love that. What they did to World Series of Warzone this year is a really good change. I love that. It's like, no, there's no invitationals. I don't care who you are. If you're good, you play in the qualifications and you qualify. I love that. That is fantastic. Because that means anyone that wants to participate, anyone that wants to think they're good enough, they can qualify for the World Series of Warzone. And of course, there's like steps and everything. There's more going on, but I love that. So that's why me and some other people that I found, we squad up and we want to finish as high as possible. Not because we believe we can qualify, but because we would just want to finish as high as possible because we love the idea of competition and we love that. We actually love it. And because it's open qualifiers, it's amazing. You know, there's so much drama happening with the teams, you know, with the players and everything. You know, for the qualifiers and everything. It's amazing. It's just, I love this. This is the spirit of competition that I think this is the best Call of Duty you could ever have, especially when it comes to Warzone. So it's kind of negative that they like, oh, you only have a week to prepare. Like, oh god, that's not a lot of time. But for some reason, maybe something happened there with Microsoft buying Activision, and there was like a lot rescheduling and a lot changes were happening, so maybe they had no time to sort everything out properly. But regardless, we have it. It's really a fun event, and I'm glad it's not Resurgence. It's Urkzistan, a big Battle Royale map. And honestly, the playlist alone, World Series of Warzone playlist, is amazing. Because this is probably the closest we're gonna get to ranked Battle Royale. And I can actually mention that. There's no ranked Battle Royale. It's not coming. It's not coming this season, and this report is not coming ever for Urkzistan. And I'm really, really angry and sad. And I'm thinking, what? Why? I don't want to play Rank Resurgence. I'm sick of Rank Resurgence. It's dumb. Like I said, I think I said in the previous episode, I'm so glad my video about Rank Resurgence is aging like wine. Because Rank Resurgence is such a uncompetitive, not serious mode, and they rather do Resurgence ranked than ranked Battle Royale. And a lot of people say like, oh, because that's Resurgence is being played by a lot more players than Battle Royale. Sure, but casuals don't play ranked Resurgence. They can't tell the difference between ranked Resurgence and ranked Battle Royale. They don't care. You know, casuals play the Resurgence and they'll play on the same map over and over again because that's what they enjoy most. You know, or at least for competitive people or people that, you know, enjoy this game on a hardcore level, we want to play Battle Royale because it's more rewarding, more interesting, and more fun than Resurgence. Resurgence is the same thing over and over again. So we're not getting ranked Battle Royale for this game, which is unfortunate. But World Series of Warzone players that is happening right now is the closest thing we're gonna get to Rank Resurgence, and let me tell you, it's amazing. The game feels, the Battle Royale version of this playlist feels amazing. There's no redeploy tokens, there's no flares or anything like that. It's just straight up Battle Royale. You land, get your weapons, load it or ground loot, whatever the case may be. And if you die and you want to get revived, the only way to get revived is through a buy station. The OG Warzone 1 Verdansk days. And I love that. World Series of Warzone, when it comes to like the actual playlist, how Battle Royale works, it's amazing. I love it. You dead, you're dead. You want to get revived? Buy station. That's the only way to get it. That's why portable buy stations are very important. That's why money is important. If you die, you're not gonna respawn from a token or a gulag to whatever. Yeah, you still have the gulag. It's the thing, you have a gulag. So all of this is just regular, normal Battle Royale that we know from Warzone 1. And that's amazing. But because we're not getting Battle Royale ranked, makes me very sad. And I remember in the original Season 2 blog post, which was, I think, in February, middle of February, I think, or before middle of February, they said that Battle Royale Ranked is coming later this year. So my brain is thinking, okay, later this year. That means it's not coming for Season 3. Maybe for Season 4. Because it's technically later this year, almost like 6 months or whatever. We're not getting for Season 4. Season 5 and Season 6 with Battle Royale ranked will be pointless. It's like, why? Like, what's the point now? Like, sure, I will glad if you add it late, but what's the point? You kind of defeats the purpose, because we're gonna get a new game soon, and apparently the new map that is coming for Big Battle Royale, with the next game, which is Black Ops 6, is Verdansk, according to the leaks. So why the hell we need ranked mode now, that late, when we're gonna have Verdansk in a moment? I mean, sure, I will play ranked mode and try to get as high as possible in Battle Royale ranked, but I'm just thinking, what's the point? So that means we're gonna be getting rank resurgence until Verdansk is out, until Black Ops 6 is out, and I'm like, I'm not gonna play rank resurgence. I reached diamond in rank resurgence, and I've been staying there for the last 2 seasons, and I'm like, I'm so done. I don't want to play anymore. And the ranked resurgence map is again Rebirth Island for this season. I'm like, oh, why? Just why? Why do you have to make it ranked resurgence again and on the same map? At least have a rotation or something, or add it on Wondel as minimal. Wondel, use Wondel at least, something make it different. I just don't know. And it's Rebirth Island. Ugh. And I was checking the rewards, like, okay, what kind of ranked rewards we have? And I was looking, wow, those are really sick camos you can have for ranked resurgence for next season. I'm like, oh, I was just thinking, oh no, I have to play ranked resurgence now, like, because the camo is actually really good. That iridescent camo is like, oh, beautiful. That's like, oh fuck, now I need to commit. I hate it, but I need to commit. But then I read in the blog post, no, it's not a camo, it's a blueprint reward. So all those camos that we thought you can get in ranked resurgence for next season, those are not camos. Those are blueprints. So that means it's locked to one gun. And I think it was a RAM 7 or a RAM 9. I think it was a RAM 7. So it's a RAM 7 blueprint. And I'm like, well, no, I won't. I won't care then. I don't care, dude, for a blueprint. If it was a camo, fuck yeah. I will hate ranked resurgence. I already hate it so much. But for that, if it was a camo, fuck yeah. But it's not a camo, it's a blueprint. And the only camos that you're gonna get are the 250 players. Top 250 players. I'm like, no. I'm not playing ranked resurgence. I'm sorry. Next season, I'm not playing ranked resurgence. I'm done. I am so done with ranked resurgence. I just like, I really don't care. I really, really don't care. It's just stupid, dumb. And I'll just play Urzikstan. I'll play Big Battle Royale map, and I'll try to get as many wins as possible before the new game comes out. I'll try to get 100 or 200 wins as before Verdansk is out, and just be happy about it. I just like, really? You could have added a camo, but no, you do a blueprint. It's like they're trying to on purpose to make us angry. It's like on purpose they're trying to make us angry, and I hate that. I don't know what they're thinking, but it just makes me really, really mad. So, Big Battle Royale ranked is now happening for Urzikstan. Makes me very, very sad, disappointed, and angry. I was kind of prepared for that, but it's unfortunate. And after playing World Series of Warzone playlist and just trying to get placement in there, it's like, wow, this is actually a really good experience. Why can't we have Battle Royale ranked? Just copy the system, for fuck's sake. You already had it on Al-Mazar with 100 players. Can you do the same? But no. It makes me very sad. But yeah, that's kind of it, though. Season 4 is announced. Some people say, oh, Big Battle Royale is having some changes. I really don't think. I don't think these are meaningful changes. I think people overselling how many changes are coming for Season 4 for Big Battle Royale. But, whatever. It's just not important. If you really care about crossovers and everything, apparently there's a top secret collab happening in Call of Duty Probably the Fallout collaboration that was leaked. Probably that's happening. Gundam though, there's a Gundam collaboration happening with Call of Duty, so there's gonna be some Gundam skins available in the game, and I have to tell you, those Gundam skins look amazing. Amazing. I don't really care about Gundam. I care about Pacific Rim, but I don't really care about Gundam. It's not my thing. But I can respect art when I see it. When I see art, I respect it, and those Gundam skins are really amazing. I mean, artists definitely cooked. They definitely cooked. Oh, there was like a screenshot of, not screenshot, in the trailer. There was like Night Urglistan or wherever they was, but apparently it's just the new Killstreak DNA bomb. So I don't really care about that. Night Urglistan would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, that's kind of it. Black Ops 6 was announced. Ranked Battle Royale is not coming. World Series of Warzone is happening, and I'm taking part as I'm recording this. We're having loads of fun. At one point we were like the 300 something team, but right now we kind of went down. We'll see how high we can finish. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'm thinking what else to mention here. Not much, I see. Just looking forward to Season 4, I guess. Not ranked part of the game. That's yeah, no. So sad about Ashika though. So sad that Ashika has been removed. I really don't understand complaints that Ashika it's too gloomy. I really don't get it. Call community is very allergic to anything that is not sunny, but it is what it is, I guess, sadly. But yeah, on that note, I'm just gonna end the podcast here because I have nothing else to say, so I'm not gonna waste your time. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for appreciate you listening to my ramblings about Call of Duty, about Season 4, a little bit about World Series of Warzone, Black Ops 6, all kind of stuff. And yeah, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier, where we have amazing podcasts, amazing videos, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so Google Docs document in the description, socials, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for caring what I have to say. I'll leave a rating on the podcast. It is important. I have to tell you that. It's really important because it helps people to discover the podcast. So thank you guys for listening. Leave a rating. Check out the Patreon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't be a douchebag. And I'll see you on Call of Duty.